To Yah our righteousness, Jerusalem and the holy seed. Peace and greetings. It's such a tongue twister to me, but I think I'll eventually get used to saying it sooner than I think. Anyway, I don't know if this message is going to be short or not. Also, I apologize for the noise in the background. Got pretty warm in here, so the AC's running. It'll shut on and off periodically though. Hopefully you can hear me. I did a couple test videos just to see if I could be heard, and from this distance I should be okay. Increase the chances. The more I began to align myself with the way our Father, the Most High, feels, the more I don't want to leave my home. The writing is on the wall in every direction that you can look at it. For every way or thought process of a person, the writing's on the wall that this is coming to a close. But like it has been said, I felt it to be true that the Most High deals with, he's going to deal with the whole world, but first and foremost with Israel. I said it before and I'll say it again. There's no butt whooping like it is from the Almighty God himself. Pray that it's for your betterment, chastisement. Because after the storm is over, it's meant so you can move forward with the lesson. Whatever that lesson is for you. He is going to punish you or chastise you about something that he has told you. And if you really don't understand what you're being punished for, then you're not seeking him. Because if you did, he will give you the answer. Our Creator, we give him no credit. If he created us, what makes you think that he doesn't operate similar? He's only going to warn you about things so many times before he will let you just walk all off into your own destruction. When it comes to people, yeah, I see grievous ways and acts, and some people are just, whether it's Israel or not, white, black, Mexican, Asian, it don't matter. All peoples on this earth are going to be judged accordingly. What does that mean? Well, he's going to deal with Israel first. And inside Israel, I have a problem with these pastors who self-exalt their name, who worry more about their image than actually making traction for what is right. I see example after example after example, lining it up with the stories of our prophets. Ugh. How is it that someone that barely studies can see this? I can't even be, I don't know what it is within me, but I can't pray with other people that cannot see these things or live by them. And then I hear what we constantly do, and I do not know why in my spirit it bothers me so. And people finish off their prayers and they say, "In Jesus' name." My heart could possibly accept it if they say, "In Yashrael's name," or "in Israel's name." Because wasn't this individual the son of a high priest in the Old Testament who went to seek out the lost tribe of Israel? But yet today we act like we don't know who they are. It's so upsetting. And then if you ask anyone, they just their answer trails off into oblivion. Oh, since you know all the answers, why don't you tell us? And no one even recognizes the truth. And in that story, they saw him not. They received him not. And whoever that was that came to seek the lost tribe, and they accepted him not. They can't even recognize a prophet. Someone sent by Yah on his mission. I hear and I listen to, some of these scriptures being said, proclaimed over and over and over again. And then, as if that scripture or that authority was given to say and narrate their own version of that interpretation and spewing it out to just anyone. Feel good messages. Telling Gentiles that they are kings and queens. And that was not the promise. That was not the promise. They are not going to share governorship or kingship. However whatever stage of truth you are in, people know kings. And we know what a king is. And that's not going to happen for anybody in this world after it flips beyond Jacob. Period. Do we read? I don't even study a lot. And I know this. Yah, I just pray to stable me before my bolts come flying off. To keep the steam within me a little longer cultivated so I don't come off as someone who actually hates people when it's just the opposite. But I get it. Yah, you are angry. You are angry. And people want to stay with what they've been taught because it feels good and it makes their bones rot. People vainly pray to you, putting it in this idol's name, and they don't take a look at themselves in the mirror. They have all these ailments. If you if anyone is for you, you would be for them. Therefore, it wouldn't be all these skin diseases, obesity, all these, pains and imperfections. This chronic pain that people complain about. I know why you give me headaches. And yeah, that is for you and I. David didn't let go of that angelic being until he was blessed by you. And that was the determination that he had. I don't wish to represent you in that kind of way, so I'm waiting patiently. Because the way that I know that you feel and what I want to say, they're just going to point and say, look, another angry black man, whatever they can come up with, whatever video, whatever they want to show. I try not to, give them reason for any extra warfare that I'm already receiving. I do my best not to mimic these nations in the way that their logic is set up or they play, because it will always be turned back on Israel, especially if you are a threat. The world does not like God. Is there anything within the individual that is of the world? That part does not like God, so it will fight you to the end. And if you don't dispel, separate from it, that is gonna be the very thing to take you down. Yet these people, they're walking around with this schooling and titles and nose in the air, coming around because whatever is in them is upset. And they want to get you riled up or get you to come out of your character. What is this? What is this box on the floor? What? And I can feel the energy. I know where you're coming from. You are already revealed before you open your mouth. And in that instant, my heart went straight in and looked at God. How do I respond to this? But because you don't say nothing, they want to make you seem like you're stupid or mute. No, 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 no. It's these childish middle school attempts to try to get somebody off their kilter, whatever that word is. Talking crap behind your back, knowing Yah's just gonna tell me that's what's going on in my dreams. He's just going to reveal it to me anyway. And most of the time it's before y'all get to doing some of that stuff. He was sent to the lost tribe of Israel, but we still pretend to not know who they are. We will not acknowledge, as a collective, as a group. Jacob is not going to go entirely unpunished right now. We're not going to get away scot-free. Not that many of us is trying to. Most of us is bearing more than our share trying to face the music, letting go first of whatever it is that separates us from the Most High in its entirety. I sit on the floor out of humbleness. I do not wish to exalt myself. Just the word of Yah, what thus saith Yah. These pastors, these people that have this overabundance and access of money, it's a trick. It's a trick. It's a trick. It's a trick. And for that 10% that see it and can come back, come back. Because the 90% is going right off the cliff with that. But for the 10%, turn back. Anything in your spirit tingling, pay attention to it. It's going to be a 10% of that majority. Turn back. Separate yourself from the tares. Because the tares are going to be bundled up first. And the wheat are going to be placed in the barn. How do we not get this? How do we not know this? How do we not walk around with this idea in our heart? I hate having to go to work and walk around cloaked. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Only operating on 3% of myself just to survive. Put everything that God has molded within me internal. Walk around and just walking around being a mirror to them. I come off as dumb, but that's what I see. I come off as whatever you think I am, foolish, unword, whatever you want to say, complacent, distracted, whatever words that you want to use, there is a reason. If I'm hiding myself from you and you see it, then I'm gonna hold you accountable for what you see. Oh, you do understand this. Oh, you do recognize me. Because if you're going to acknowledge the Most High, you're going to acknowledge Him, you're going to acknowledge His ways, all the way we going. There's no in between. And I'm going to end up saying something that could possibly, ruffle some feathers. No, it will. 12 tribes. He's dealing with Israel. He woke up those here in the United States, well, for the most of us, to sound the alarm. Hopefully, it feels like Ephraim is kind of getting the gist of what's going on. Hopefully by now. Why are you calling on that idol? Our God is a jealous God, just like how we would be jealous of sharing our partner in a relationship. I'm married to you, O Israel. What are you doing? Why are you bending down, looking at this and praying to that and touching this and rosary beads? And he's jealous. And just because you feel like it ain't nothing, he ain't having it. He's not having it. Just, it's so simple concept. Don't touch the unclean thing. How can he bless us when we're touching the unclean thing? I'm just over it. How are we still in this situation? This grace period is done. This grace period is done. So now, since there was no listening going on, everything in the spirit is reversing. All the tables are reversing. If you've been profiting off of, the ways of the world and handling things wrong and just blowing past stop signs of the Most High's warnings, and that's it for you. You can't even recognize a messenger when you see him. That's it for you. That's it. Leave the other ones alone. Stop trying to get people to, agree with your petty situation. Petty. Being. Mm-mm. You want to call it unprofessional. I dare you to call it unprofessional when the Most High is in your face. I sent you a messenger and you berated him. Every chance. And I'm sure there was some circumstance in one's life that they were recompensed for that very same thing. A warning. And it won't just be once. Whatever the situation is, it will keep happening over and over and over. A cycle until you get it. And that's everyone. That's everyone and everything. I worry about the sheep that needs a little break. They're worried about feeding their kids. They're worried about keeping a stable home. Not worried about what kind of car they're going to get, what kind of house they're going to get. When by the world standards they're already prospering, being flashy. I heard somewhere the one that usually dresses the nicest are the ones that usually are the brokest. Brokest. And now my question is, what way are you broke? Yeah, is there anything you would like me to say? Oh yeah. There was a gentleman that I followed. And he was saying too much truth. And then he had to go to another streaming service. And then they started messing with him over there. Now he just has his own website now. with all the collective of the videos, that 10% get there. The ones that know that, well, it's got to be more than just knowing that something is wrong. It's got to be more than knowing that this is going down the toilet. How are you going to save yourself? Let me look at this. www.YHWH.Chicago.net. YHWH. OURRIGHTEOS. I'm sorry. TEOUS. My phone freaked out. YHWH. Chicago.net. NESSCHICAGO.net. I believe it's the first or second Sabbath where he, you know, he is truly knowledgeable. I believe he represents that mountain and us coming together. That mountain that grows. I don't know. I don't know if anybody's into interpretations of dreams and stuff. To be able to see the the parables inside of the word of the Most High, especially when he gives these very vivid images. Daniel, the prophets. I love all that stuff. There's hidden messages in all of it. I want to share a dream. I told my brother with his son standing there, and I didn't even travel, I didn't go to his house to explain this or talk to him about this. He brought up, he, he asked me if I had one, so yeah, and obviously but this, it was like I don't know why, but I don't remember the first one. But the second one, once I get done, once I told my brother, I remembered the first one. So maybe, oh yeah, okay. So, all right. Now imagine this. Man, it happened last week. It was like back to back. I don't remember which dream was first, but I was at a grocery store. I remember walking through the aisles, and this white man, Gentile, came up to me, and I began speaking with him, or he wanted to ask me about something, or needed me to step aside so he can get something off the shelf. All I know is that he made a point to where I didn't do this fast enough. It wasn't quick enough. And so I zeroed in on him, and I'm looking at the way that he's dressed. He basically had invented something to be upset with me about. Okay. So I by the time I get to the front of the store, he walks away and he's like yelling and screaming and being, kind of disruptive to everybody. I pay for my things, I go through the doors. I'm now outside walking up to my car. It's not a car, and it was even the wrong color. But I'm walking back to this blue SUV. and sitting beside it is, it looks, what looks like a, oh, what is that car? Like one of them old Escorts, them old Ford Escorts, and it is busted, windows broken out and everything else. You can see both out of all the parking spots you could have been next to, you were right next to my vehicle. And because you were in such close proximity, somehow the damage on this vehicle had made it to the mirror, and the corner of the windshield had been busted out and broken, almost as if it was an explosion. But then you got all these other Gentiles, males and females of different ages and stuff, circling this vehicle and yelling at each other. And it was just all kinds of chaos. I have groceries in my hand, and I stop and I stand there and I'm watching in amazement, like, not even upset about this vehicle. I'm looking at how this is going on. It was almost like I'm being showed an image of something that I've already known. Can't be dealing with people. You have to isolate. You can't join anybody's cultic ideas. This be my friend, and let's band up against this person because they did me this way or they did me that way. The only thing we can do is speak the truth. Don't go around spreading lies either. I'm going to tell you this. In the dream, I interpreted it this way. Stay away from people like that. That's constantly bringing around destruction. Yah reminds me of Abraham and Lot. Everywhere they went, it was a fight. Because of the spirit that was being stirred up in him to stir up people around him. There was no peace. And then the other dream, this one was disturbing. I believe that this was the second one. This one was rough. Not because anything happened to me, but just like, so I remember standing on the left wall of this room, and on that left wall there's a table. There's a bunch of tables sitting around where it looked like a, that room, it's a nursery with the glass with the see-through sides and the blankets in them, where babies are supposed to be held or whatnot, I don't know. But in this table that's in front of me, after all these other tables, there's some movement going on. But this one, I look and I zero in on this, what looked like somebody is raising or incubating, it's a mammal. It looked like a baby pig. Didn't even have its hair yet. And there was several of them in this thing. Some bigger, some smaller, some seemed to have tails, some had hooves. And it's wiggling around, and they're like playing or whatnot, cooing or whatever. And then I look at this one particular one, it turns over, and it's a white child with blonde hair. And the baby didn't seem upset at first. I'm looking at it. I was like, why are my head's like, what parent would leave their child in a situation like this? The baby turned over, and it almost like as if it's growing up, it's picking its self up, trying to fight what looked like a pig that's nibbling on its ear, that's trying to play or whatnot, do pig things or whatever. But I mean, it's jumping, and this baby is rolling around, and it looks up and it sees me, and it has this crying, horrifying look on its face, like, get me out of here. I mean, the baby was totally in discomfort. Totally. Stretched out mouth. Just in like, it was so many emotions in just that. I don't know what's about to be birthed, but in that short period of time, that baby went from indistinguishable, I mean, down to the color. I mean, their skin colors matched. The redness that was on the pig's nose. I mean, it's a piglet. And then this baby turns over, and I see the redness on its ears, on the tips of his ears. Um, like, I've never seen, well, I guess if a baby, of that fair skin is crying like this, they get red. And that was all the things that I saw that was matching the playfulness of this pig. And the one behind it had a tail. It looked like a shaved possum. And then in the back of the same small table was like little pink mice running around. It's just full of unclean stuff that we ain't supposed to be eating. Whether they want to put it on the American menu or not. Yah says it's unclean, it's unclean. Who are we? Oh, well, I prayed over it. Get away from those people. They're going to hold your hand right down into the broad gate. Do we want to live and see what Yah has to offer? I can't with this anymore. I cannot. And I feel like I have no room to speak. Every time I turn around, I'm being threatened my livelihood. Not that please, it's not that I'm scared of these individuals. I know you have final say. It's just that I like to promote peace. People that are, in a coherent state of mind. But I'm starting to feel that they are not. That they are afraid of being told the truth. Even if they've, already been told, the Most High will tell you what's wrong. And if he stops telling you what's wrong, then, the only thing I can think of in my experience is that you're not looking to him for the answer. Don't nobody want to be there. Don't let nobody lead you off. There's so many people claiming to have this authority with the Most High, and they do not. They do not. They strut around in the uniform of what they think is the Most High. Then they want to turn around and participate in jokes that are just distasteful. No. I feel like that, I've been making mistakes and laughing at some of these, very same jokes. Just, off-color jokes. A part of it is because my heart is tired, like kind of like to just stay hidden. But yet, the minute I get by myself, I resume. Sometimes I have to just step outside, step outdoors, and just recommune with the Most High. Throw up a prayer, a cry. I'm so angry about people calling me angry. You have not showed you angry. You've not seen angry. You've seen frustrated. You've seen getting fed up, but you've not seen angry. I'm not saying it's going to be the scale of the Most High, but you're going to know when he's upset. You are going to know, and he is upset. That final judgment comes down, it's going to be it. tired of watching this. From day to day. You know how you say, the love of many will wax cold. Yeah, that's been going on. I don't understand why nobody out there is really getting it right. Other than you to go to that website. Don't run from the harshness of the words. That could be the very thing to save your life. And so many things from time to time, I just think that I could be doing more. Be willing to be, deemed as crazy or unfit. Just to get the message out there, if nothing else. God has called for repentance. In order to do that, you have to know what it is. You have to know what it is. I'm speaking from a place of humbleness. It's not that I don't have a strong voice. I think we all need to be as humble as we can to hear the voice of the Most High. What thus saith Yah in the Spirit. Worship Him in spirit and in truth. Step away from unclean things, even food. There's some people out there that'll teach you about all these different things. The Most High will point you in the correct 100% direction if you're willing to even go seek that much. He tell you what He don't want you to have, and what to have. There's really no gray area. It's gonna be a yes or no. Clean or unclean. Take this for this ailment, take that for that ailment. But yet, we're so reliant on the system. I'm tired of feeling unheard. I'm so tired of it. Can you imagine what the Most High feels like? Oh, goodness. Someone had a toothache. They instantly knew what to do. They just wanted to lay in their bed and cry. It hurt so bad they had this look of pain on their face. And it doesn't matter if it's an Israelite or Gentile. It just doesn't matter. Everybody's getting judged, lumped in, right in with. I told them what to do. Some listen, some don't, to their own pain. I just recently seen a package of Ambisol. Ambisol will have on there, 10% clove powder. That's exactly what you do to kill off the bacteria and get rid of the pain of a toothache. Take a Q-tip, dip it in some water, put it in that clove powder, and hold it right there. Where do you think that the dentistry, they want to charge you all this money for something that works 10%? Charge you all this money and then give you this whatever it is so they can charge you an arm and a leg when clove powder is how much at the grocery store? I think even the big one is less than $5. And then recently, after I spoke this, the last time I seen Ambisol, they took the ingredient off of there. They got plans. They got plans to make us dumb, or try to, as a society or whatnot. But it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I'm sure somebody out there has got something in their medicine cabinet that says 10% clove powder, and then when they go to the store, they may think to go pick up one. That's the spirit of the Most High. He said, test the spirit, test the spirit. Go find out for yourself. It doesn't necessarily mean that we have to be in the book all the time, but we're walking this out. It's a walk. Test the spirit yourself. Test my spirit. Go see if it's true. Go see if I'm lying. And I get it, man. These people, they come into your home. They want to say that they're going to do this for you, do that for you. And meanwhile, they have nothing in their heart but, malicious intent. They'll sleep with you. They'll try to take your stuff. And try to become you, whatever it is. And then they walk out with your blessing. Meanwhile, they leave you struggling. After you've bent over backwards to help them, it's just the same story. The enemy does nothing but to kill, steal, and destroy. Sometimes all three things take place. You cannot identify. The love of many will wax cold. Well, yeah, if you can rightly divide the word, rightly understand what you're seeing. Like myself. I know what people, I could feel what people are thinking. Oh, he must be hiding something. No, I'm tired. Just like many of you are. I'm tired. I was raised watching the woes and what my mother was going through, what my aunt was going through, what my grandmother was going through. Her getting fed up watching the young ones not learning their lessons, even though she'd spit it right back out there to them. And here I am as a little kid, not even in school yet, playing with Legos, building things on the floor, taking in all this knowledge. All this wisdom that can put in any way, that can be explained from the wisdom of my grandmother. And I can see in like my cousins, they were teenagers, older. My brothers, they were much older. And go through things and kind of squirming in themselves, not wanting to listen. I will definitely hear where I am wrong. But I will not tolerate is being told that I'm wrong over and over and over and over. No one should be going through that. Somebody sitting there want to keep continuing to point out a flaw that you're more than willing to deal with, to change. We already know who we are. When I say this, who am I talking to? We're more than willing to seek correction, but we are not about to sit here and be berated over and over and over on a different day to make yourself look good. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. You're going to get some pushback. And that pushback could be the very thing that the Most High is using, because he know I'm of him and he knows me, and just like some of the rest of us. Can't go around announcing I'm better. I'm better. See, look, I'm better. I'm better. I'm better. I'm better in this way. Oh, you got to do this and you got to do that. You got to pick yourself by your bootstraps and blah 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 and all this other stuff. Most of the time, even the short time of a person's encounter with another, the substance of that person is revealed. From start to finish. Most of the time, people are blinded by whatever lens they choose to look through. Gave you an opportunity to see an individual from the start, but since you set your eyes against them, then I'm only going to allow you to see what you want to see, and therefore you will be exposed with your pants down, making accusations. That's how the Most High works. Since you want to sit here and show the sides of you that you want to see, then you going to be seen from every angle undesirable when the Most High drops that hammer. That's just how he's going to, he's going to use the foolish things to confound the wise. Did he not say that? I'm not going to sit here and beat around the bush. Oh, this was in this scripture and that was in this chapter and this was blah blah blah. Well, some of us have these laws written on their heart. These ordinances, these judgments, these commandments written on their heart. What thus saith Yah? Test the spirit. Hey, can I purchase something from you that you're selling? Test the spirit. Anyway, let me get off of here. Since I have no audience. And just be me and the Most High. And my thoughts. There isn't really there's nobody out there to be asking questions, and these aren't live. So I can post it as such and maybe, get some questions in there, and then maybe, I can tackle it from the eyes of the Most High. And not everything that I would have to go seek him for. What people are calling frame of words, right now words. And they exist. They exist. There's some people out there that the Most High will, work with one season and not the next, depending on what's going on. He says, my spirit does not always strive with man. And I panic, I worry when he's not with me, or if I don't feel him there. That's when I panic. That's when I worry. Not wait until when things are starting to fall apart. If things is looking too good around me, then I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah. Okay, I'm a rest tonight. I'm a rest today, and then you gonna tell me what you need done. We got to be here for a purpose or a reason. And some people, whoa, I'm just learning that people will do their best to sabotage you at every turn, to make you think that you're crazy or something's wrong with you, and they're constantly sending fiery arrows and darts, and you get to a point where you just I'm about to slap. But anyways, we don't, because we have that patience, right? But then we're patient enough to wait to see what the Most High is gonna do. I hope my patience lines up with that. I don't understand. I mean, I'm sure I could learn this. And yeah, I said we're quick to do evil, but what is. But there's there's a lot of tall tale signs that people do, that when they're getting ready to stab you in the back. And that it's shocking. And when it seems like they're successful, it's shocking. In the aftermath, you come out of it, you're still here and you're still breathing. So, if the Most High gives you the ability to see it coming, don't freak out, don't try to intervene. Just watch what he does. Just watch. Don't take matters into your own hands. And we're not always listening to our flesh in one arena. Why can it not be this too? Take your time, watch, and observe. Because some people are going to be revealed for who they truly are. And then if we're with the Most High, it's not like we're going to be say that we were shocked. Check you out. Check him out. Go take a look at his videos. He's way more knowledgeable. If you're that type of person that picks through things using a fine comb, then yes, go watch him. If you're diligently searching for the Most High, go and watch him. See what thus saith Yah. He is very good at putting together what has happened in the world in history, and lining it up with the scriptures. He's very good at that. Very good at it. I'm studying people. I need to know how to discern when it comes to Yah's people. All I can think of is I'm supposed to be some type of shepherd, but I don't feel worthy. But Yah did explain to me those will be the ones that he picks, not the other 9 strong brothers in the field. But maybe the youngest one sitting on the floor being quiet, minding his own business. Possibly. I already had gotten my confirmation from the Most High. Some amazing things that he has told me. I'm not worried about getting there. And I don't need to get there fast from these promises that he has told me. And my obedience will not be contingent on this. My obedience is coming whether I'm getting, you know, a Ferrari or a frying pan, so to speak. And I don't want no Ferrari. What is that? It's a roller skate with a rocket strapped. Nice cars, but they're nice for somebody else. I just hope that we all get there and get there soon. I'm tired. This spiritual warfare is tiring. I go to battle every day, and we even have to fight off the stuff that's within ourselves from what the enemy has programmed in us. I guess I'll end this video. My mother is calling. To Yah our righteousness. To Yah our righteousness. It's such a tongue twister to me. Jerusalem and the Holy See. Peace, everybody.